I've spent around 1 week using my brand new Kindle, and I want to give you guys my overview on whether I think it's worth it, whether you should spend your hard-earned money on it, or whether you should just stick to your physical books that I'm sure you love. In this video, I'm really going to dive into exactly my experience over this past week, what I've liked, what I haven't, and then a few tips and tricks here and there. And then hopefully at the end of this video, you'll know for yourself whether you actually want to buy one or you're going to stick to some alternatives. So I ended up getting the 11th Gen 2024 Kindle Basic, which to my surprise isn't even called the Kindle Basic. I've seen on YouTube everywhere in a million reviews that people call it the Kindle Basic, but it's not called the Kindle Basic. When I went on Amazon to search up the Kindle Basic and was only met with Kindle 11th Generations, I was very confused on why the Kindle Basic wasn't there and what I was actually buying. Yet all of the pictures looked exactly like the ones I saw on YouTube. I obviously didn't know that the Kindle Basic isn't called the Kindle Basic. Since it's just the basic model, that's what people have called it. So I'm gonna give you guys a little tip here. When you do go on Amazon or anywhere else to buy it and it's just called the Kindle, then obviously know now that it's the Kindle Basic they're referring to, but it's not actually called the Kindle Basic. Now, in terms of the lineup, there's obviously a lot of Kindles you can choose from the lineup we currently have this year and from previous years as well. And ultimately, that's a decision that's going to be very personal to you and what you're looking for out of Kindle. But for me, for example, the main thing I wanted was a simple digital e-reader that wasn't too expensive. I didn't want to waste $200 or $300 for the scribe or for note-taking when obviously that isn't something I'm gonna need. I was mainly between the Paperwhite and the Kindle Basic, but I ended up choosing the Basic just because it's really basic. It gives you exactly what you need, and I don't need bells and whistles when I'm just gonna be reading. The only thing I really liked about the Paperwhite was the screen and how it really doesn't have any sort of overarching bezel, and it's sort of just seamless and flat with the screen. That's really the only thing I liked about it. I just thought it looked cleaner, but that also means that when you do put it facing down, the screen could get scratched. So I guess there's pros and cons, as there is with everything. Nevertheless, I love my Kindle, and I think the Basic is the way to go if, like I said, you just want a bare bones e-reader and nothing more. If you're not looking for bells and whistles, then just don't go ahead and get them. So now actually speaking about my experience in my first week with the Kindle and what I liked and what I didn't. So looking first at the pros, there's actually a pretty big list. So the first 3 pros I'm gonna mention are gonna be the price, the screen, and the battery life. So first, in terms of the price, it's really cheap. Obviously with the other models, you can go up to $200, $300, or I even think $400. But for that amount of money, I think it's just absurd if all you're gonna do is read. Obviously, for somebody paying $400 for a bigger Kindle model, you're gonna do more things with it, and that's understandable. But if you're just a reader and you like to read, then I don't think spending $400 on a device to do something so simple really is worth it. Next up, and I can't stress this enough, the screen is amazing. The screen is really cool. I didn't even know e-ink existed before the Kindle. I saw it a few times on a Remarkable here and there, but I really didn't know how cool it was in person. The fact that the book cover could stay on the screen of the Kindle even when it's off and not waste any battery is insane, because obviously we're so used to screens nowadays and them turning off when not in use, that when the Kindle turns on and stays on when you're not even using it seems insane, and it seems like it's actually going to drain the battery. But upon some research and some small consulting with ChatGPT, I realized that it doesn't actually drain the battery life because it's just a still image. And obviously comparing it to a phone, well, there isn't any comparison whatsoever. If you just go on TikTok, YouTube, or any other platform out there and you search Kindle screen versus iPhone screen, you're gonna very clearly see how much better the Kindle screen is for reading. The iPhone screen has glare, it gets dimmed in sunlight, and obviously because of the blue light that it has, it really strains your eyes, and that's something that the Kindle isn't gonna do ever. The next 3 pros I'm gonna mention are the fact that it's completely frictionless, the size, and the ease of use. So by frictionless, I mean that it's so easy to pick up a book and start reading. Before, or even just with physical books, to start reading, you have to go pick up your book, find the page, and then start reading. Although they seem like small steps, just the fact that you have to carry a big 300-page book around is annoying, and it does bring up a lot of friction to whether you want to start reading or not. Nowadays, we're so accustomed to holding a screen in our lap that the Kindle honestly just feels like you're carrying another phone around, and it really doesn't add to the friction of reading, which means you can just start reading so much quicker and again just have a much more frictionless experience. Next pro I want to touch up on is the size, and it's the fact that it's so small. It's very portable. I think that's one of the biggest things I like about it, and another thing that deterred me from the Paperwhite, and it's the fact that the Kindle Basic, or the 11th gen, is 6 inches. Meanwhile, the Paperwhite is 6.8, which, although it doesn't seem like much, I have seen people in reviews say, although it doesn't seem like much, it is. And that's another thing that I didn't want. I didn't want to carry around another iPad because obviously the Paperwhite is bigger and it's much heavier as well. So those two things paired with the price increase just made me choose the Kindle Basic again. The factor of how portable it is really is something you should take a look at when buying it. I originally thought I was going to need to have it in my bag at all times, which did annoy me because obviously many times I'll go out and I won't bring my bag with me. But upon seeing it and upon receiving it and touching it and feeling it, I realized that it actually is pretty small and it fits in my pocket with no issues, which again just adds to the frictionless environment of being able to read when you're on the go and not needing to carry around a big book. Since we're all so used to carrying around our phones, we're all already used to having that device in our pocket. So just adding another one, let's say in the back pocket, in the same pocket, or even in your left pocket makes a lot of sense. Although that is a really big pro for me, I understand that women's pockets don't have anywhere near as much space as men's do. So for women, that might be a slight issue, but again, it's still really portable and really small. So fitting it into any type of purse or even just carrying around isn't going to be a big deal. And my last 3 pros are going to be the fact that you read quicker, it improves your reading pace, the fact that you finish the book quicker due to that, and how easy it is to use. I don't know why, but my reading pace has increased so much more when reading on the Kindle. I think it's honestly just since you get to customize so much about the book reading experience, it just feels like it was customized to me and how I read. So obviously it's maximized for me to read as quick as possible. And that's obviously something you don't get with a book. Next pro is gonna be ease of use. And what I mean by this is pretty much what it sounds like. The Kindle is so easy to use. I think you could give it to the smallest child and he'll know exactly how to use it and exactly how to start reading on it. It's such a simple design. The Kindle really doesn't do much. All it gives you is a settings panel, your home panel to buy books, and then your actual library where you can read them. And in between those 3 things, like I said, it really is easy to use it and there's no learning curve whatsoever. And then the last pro, which I did slightly touch up on, is the fact that you finish books quicker. Since the experience is so much more customized and personalized to you and how you read, it just means that you just finish the book quicker. You have more time to read it during the day. You can take it more places. You can be with the Kindle in places that you wouldn't be able to be with a book. And due to that, it just forces you to read a lot more. And due to this and everything else I mentioned previously, you just read a lot more with the Kindle. So if you're a person that in a year was finishing 10, 15, 20, 50, or 100 books, then get prepared to finish, 50% more than that, because the Kindle does really make you read a lot more. Now, in terms of the cons, and honestly, you can see how this video is gonna end, there really aren't many. The first one I would mention though is that when you buy a Kindle, get ready to buy a case. Now, when my girlfriend bought my Kindle for me, I did tell her I don't want a case because I just didn't think I was gonna need it. But the back case on the Kindle is so slippery. It really is hard to keep a hold of it, and I think buying a case is going to be much better in the long run, not because you naturally drop things, but because the Kindle is so slippery, it's going to force you to drop it. I haven't dropped mine yet. I've been close to in the week I've had it, But like I said, just get a case and then obviously that problem would be sorted. The second con I have, which isn't that big of a con, is that the backside of the case isn't of the highest quality. The entire Kindle is made out of this plastic, which seems to be a pretty cheap plastic, to be honest. I don't think it's the best, highest quality plastic that you can find out there. And due to it, I don't think it's very durable. I honestly think that if I drop it 1 or 2 times from a moderate height, that it would break. Now, I haven't actually dropped it, so again, that's just me saying what I think would happen if I did. But just the fact that I think that of it coming out of the box doesn't fill me with too much confidence. Either way, and like the previous con, that's an easily fixable problem, and it's not something that's gonna be a deal breaker to whether you buy it or not. You can just put a case on it and then you're good to go. The next con I'm gonna speak about is the waterproofing and the fact that it isn't, I think, in any way waterproof. Now, this again depends on what type of person you are. Like I said at the start, if you're a person that likes to read at the beach, in the pool, in your shower for some reason, then the signature or the Paperwhite could be the way to go, because obviously those are waterproof and water resistant. The Kindle Basic or the Kindle 11th Gen isn't. But like I said, that's really just a personal preference. I don't like to read at the pool, I don't like to read at the beach, and I don't like to read in the shower. So again, I'm never really gonna need that. If you are in a city where it rains a lot, for example, or you constantly are outside and see yourself getting rained on, that could be another reason to get one of the higher end models. But if you're not getting too wet and you don't plan on reading where there's water, then the Kindle 11th Gen is gonna be more than good enough. The next con about the Kindle Basic is gonna be the fact that it doesn't bring a warm light, but that's a con mainly for you guys, and I'm mentioning it obviously because of the viewers and you guys, so you know what's coming with your Kindle. But again, like I said at the start of the video, the Kindle really is a personal experience. So which one you end up getting is completely personalized to your needs and what you need when reading. I've had the warm light feature on my iPhone since I can remember, and I've never used it. It's something that just doesn't get used, and it's just there because it's there. So honestly, I don't need it, I don't use it, and that's another reason why I knew that I wasn't gonna need it on my Kindle. If you are a person that uses the warm light on your phone a lot, or you think that your eyes are gonna get too strained too quickly and you're gonna need that warm light, then it's a no-brainer that you're gonna need to upgrade and go for either the Paperwhite or the Signature, which are the 2 higher end models. And then apart from that, the last con I have is the fact that it's a fingerprint magnet. I'll put up some pictures on screen so you guys can see it for yourselves, but this is another reason to get a case. When you just pick it up for the first time, you're gonna see how many fingerprints stay on the screen, how many fingerprints stay on the back case, and obviously since it's made of plastic, it isn't like the iPhones where it's made of this glass, titanium, or any of these metals. This is pure plastic, which obviously means if you touch it, there's gonna be smudges and you're gonna be able to see it. Again, like I've said previously with the other cons, this is an issue you can fix just by buying a case. So it really isn't something that's gonna deter you from buying it, but I'm obviously letting you guys know what's gonna come out of the box when you do buy it, so that you can know. So in terms of the pros and cons, that pretty much be it. I really don't have any more than those. The list of the pros and cons is very heavily leaning towards the pros, and the cons I mentioned are cons mainly for you guys, like I said, for the viewers, because they're things that don't bother me at all. For me, it's purely pros, and there really hasn't been a single big con that would deter me from buying it. Another cool thing I saw about the Kindle that I didn't even know, and I'll try to put up some pictures on screen right now, is the fact that when you turn it off, the book cover stays exactly like that. It doesn't turn off in any way. I've tried it, I spoke to ChatGPT, but literally when you finish reading the book or when you stop for a certain amount of time and you turn it off, it doesn't turn off, it just stays like that. After speaking with ChatGPT for about 5 minutes, he told me that because it's an e-ink display, it doesn't actually drain any battery when it's on a still image, which again is crazy and just one of the big benefits that you get from having an e-ink display. So well guys, I think that's pretty much it. I think I covered everything I wanted to, and I hope I gave you guys a pretty good overview on the Kindle and what to expect when it comes out of the box. If you did learn something new, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, leave a comment here and there, turn on the notification bell if you want, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I did put links below where you could go into Amazon and see the Kindle that I bought, so you could buy it for yourself. You could choose between the black or the matcha green color. I do have a link down there as well, linking you to AliExpress, where you can buy the really cheap $4 or $5 case that I did just buy. And then let me know in the comments if you do end up buying it, if you like it, if you don't, what your pros and cons are, and what your take is on it. And until the next one, I'll see you guys later.